What is going on? Welcome back. So if you are here, you want to learn how to unstick this wretched G sharp key on your saxophone. Now I've been playing a long time, and the biggest roadblock I've encountered when playing is if that G sharp key gets stuck in the middle of a solo that depends on the G sharp, and the solo sounds terrible. And one solo that comes to mind is Billy Joel's song, Just the Way You Are, when I'm playing that on the alto, and when that G sharp key gets stuck and I'm playing a G natural, it doesn't sound good at all. Matter of fact, it sounds terrible. So I have found 3 ways to overcome that sticking key over the 30 years that I've been playing my saxophone. And the first way that I tried to solve the problem was using wax paper, or a special type of paper that you slide inside this key right on the pad, right? You slide on the pad, you move it back and forth, and it leaves a resin. And it works for a little bit, but as you continue playing the saxophone and the pad gets moist, it'll stick again. What happens, the reason why the pads stick is they get wet. And when the pad sticks to the tone hole, it forms kind of like a suction, and that's why it sticks. You have a wet pad and the metal on the tone hole. That's why the pad sticks sometimes to your tone holes, especially that G sharp. I don't know why. See, the G sharp is common, and then the low C, this one right here, is a very common pad that gets stuck as well. But this one generally stays up. So if it gets stuck, all you need to do is pull that up, and by default it stays up. All right, so you don't have to worry about that. Different from the G sharp key, by default, this G sharp, the tone hole, the pad on this tone hole, it naturally and by default it stays down. So pushing this G sharp, it lifts up or releases it to lift off of that tone hole. Okay, the second way, and this was a modification I did to my Con 21M. My sax repair guy, the genius who he is, modified the horn and soldered a special spring onto this G sharp, and it worked amazing. And I sold the horn since, and whoever has that horn will never ever have a problem with that sticking key. A simple fix that costs literally pennies, may not be the most aesthetically pleasing, is using a rubber band. And all you do to fix that is and I'm going to show you this, I'm going to show you how to do it. You wrap it around the bell, and then you bring it and you wrap it around the top of this G sharp pad right here, of that pad. And you will never have a problem with your G sharp key sticking ever again, or unless you break the rubber band, which I've done. But that's just, it's not because of overuse, it's because I have accidentally pulled it off and it broke off, but it takes just a minute, about a minute to fix. But since then, and I don't have it on now like I said because I'm going to show you, but since then, my G sharp key has never stuck again. And I feel confident when I'm playing my solos, because before that, I was always afraid or bending down because I was using gravity to open the key. I'd have to bend down and push the key before the solo. Some of you know what I'm talking about. So I would push the key to kind of loosen it before needing to actually play the G sharp key. I don't have to do that anymore because the rubber band solves the problem. So let me go ahead and show you how to do that right now. All right, real simple. You take your rubber band. The first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna wrap it under this G sharp key. All right, it's gonna wrap underneath. So to do that, right, you have to keep the key open. You slide the rubber band through, and then it goes underneath the pad. Under the pad. And that's it. There it is, right there. See, it grips it. Now, wrap it around your bell. And if you could figure out another way to wrap this around your horn, every horn is built a little differently. If there's a little key or something down here that you could wrap the rubber band around, you can do that. It doesn't have to be around the bell. But for me, there's nothing else for me to wrap this around. But you can be creative with this. All right, you might be able to negotiate the rubber band around the key somehow and have it wrap around this way. But again, be creative with this. My way is just an easier way of wrapping it around the bell just like that, and it will never stick again. All right, listen, like and subscribe so I can continue creating great content for you guys. So right now, look down, hit that like button, subscribe, and make sure that you punch that notification bell so you are notified when I release new content. All right, see you guys soon.